If you've been a gardener for any given stretch of time, you've probably used some form of seed starting mix. A light, airy, composted wood pulp medium, sometimes peppered with perlite, that is used for sprouting seeds and rooting cuttings. Though this soil mix is very useful, high-quality suppliers can charge as much as $15 for an 8-quart bag. So today, I want to show you how I've started to make my own mix right here at home. For those of you who have been watching over the years, you're probably aware that I've been getting wood chips dumped on our property for a while now. Some piles contain a lot of green material, which breaks down into rich compost, but some are mostly made up of brown material like bark and wood. It is these piles of carbon-heavy material that contribute heavily to my seed starting mix. Getting these wood chips can be as simple as asking your lawn guy to leave chips after they trim your yard, or even creating your own using a small wood chipper. The key is to pile these chips up a few feet deep on the ground and keep them moist continuously. In as little as a month, fungus, insects, and millipedes will begin breaking the material down into a fine pulp that settles amongst the wood chips. It is important that you give the microbes and insects enough time to decompose the wood chips properly, as you're looking to achieve the finest pulp possible. This allows for better soil aeration and less root interference. If the chips appear finer but still have their original color, they aren't yet ready to use and may cause nitrogen tie-up. What you are looking for is coffee ground texture and a rich dark brown color. It is this pulp that is used for the medium, but of course we won't want any of the stray wood chips mixed in with the pulp. This is where my sifter comes into play. I simply scoop the pulp and wood chip mixture into my sifter, and as if I'm panning for gold, I shake the sifter over a pot. I personally bought my sifter on Amazon instead of making it myself, because I wanted one that provided multiple size options, allowing me to choose whether or not I make seed starting mix or potting mix. After the sifting process, the medium is essentially ready to use. Depending on what seed starting mix you've purchased in the past, some have a minute amount of fertilizer and some have none at all. It is up to you to figure out how much feed is needed and when it's needed based on the plants you're starting. I typically like to sow seeds and allow them to sprout before feeding them with a mild organic fertilizer. I found that if I mix the fertilizer in before planting the seeds, it has a negative effect on the germination rate, as the extra nitrogen can make the mix hold water for too long, rotting the seeds. I found that it's always best to germinate first and then begin the feeding process. It is for this same reason that I don't sow my seeds in rich compost from the greener piles of wood chips. Whether or not you add perlite is up to you, but I've found that the material I'm using is very well aerated and has consistent moisture levels. So far, I've used this simple medium for starting my cuttings as well as sprouting vegetable and tree seeds with no issues to speak of, and I've been very happy with the results so far. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below.